lone physicist aboard an experimental vessel loses control of its quantum drive and accelerates past the speed of light. As he hurtles toward the edge of the universe, he confronts the collapse of physics, the fracturing of self, and the revelation that existence is a construct designed to be observed. What lies beyond is not death, but a mirror. Chapter 1. Test has failed, Doctor. Test has failed, Doctor. Test has failed, Doctor.
Drifting, 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 drifting.
Dr. Eli Voss stood alone in the cockpit of the Dandelion, a vessel that was less ship than theory sculpted in alloy. He'd spent 10 years designing its architecture. Quantum-fused struts, pulse-fold engines, and a gravitic shell to cushion humanity's first brush with true relativistic travel. And now it was his cocoon, his experiment, and his trap. Beyond the viewport, the stars shimmered like fireflies trapped in crystal. The ship glided smoothly toward its intended burst vector, a precise corridor along the event mesh calibrated for a single push toward near-light velocity. The mission was meant to last only 4 minutes. No one had accounted for what would happen in the fifth.
Acceleration optimal.
Miri chirped, the ship's onboard AI. Her voice was gentle, clipped and vaguely amused, as though she suspected the laws of physics were just misunderstood guests at a party Earth had thrown too late. Voss checked the primary panel, all indicators blinked green, though the navigation array stuttered briefly, a hiccup easy to dismiss if he hadn't built it himself.
This test run is for calibration, he said aloud, more for himself than the machine.
Not transcendence.
Acknowledged, Dr. Voss. No transcendence scheduled today. Though you may want to brace yourself, this may not go as planned. The pulse fold engine fired. At first, the shift was graceful, a tug of pressure behind the eyes, the faint flex of momentum through inertial dampeners. But then the horizon bent. The stars outside didn't drift. They split, blooming into smeared halos that arced along invisible axes.
Voss leaned forward.
The readout spasmed. Drifting, 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 drifting.
Status report!
Drifting, drifting, drifting.
Warning. Deceleration protocol has failed. The reverse latch is non-responsive. We are experiencing unscheduled acceleration.
How unscheduled? Current velocity at 0.97 C increasing. 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 0
He felt a chill begin behind his sternum. The air inside the dandelion hadn't cooled his instincts had. Eli tried to override the drive manually, but the command console refused input, flickering with scrambled text and blank telemetry.
Miri, reinitialize lockdown, abort primary run. Unable reality frame, misaligned local space-time curvatures. Unresolved.
The last message he sent to Earth was a partial burst. His name a trajectory, a warning, then silence.
The dandelion raced into the dark, gathering speed with terrifying grace.
Dr. Eli Voss pressed a hand against the hull. It vibrated with unfamiliar rhythms, notes carved from equations no one had written. And outside, the stars blurred into lines. He was no longer traveling through space. He was falling into something else entirely.
Drifting, drifting, drifting. Drifting, drifting, drifting.
Status report!
Drifting, drifting, drifting.
Chapter 2. Speed of Light. Dr. Eli Voss stood in the cockpit, bathed in the shifting pallor of stars that no longer obeyed the laws he once revered. Outside the viewport, the cosmos bent, stretched and distorted into ribbons of compressed light. Colors fled the spectrum, replaced by hues the human eye had no name for. The dandelion raced toward the edge of physics. The ship's quantum drive, once a proud monument to theoretical audacity, now surged without restraint. Its deceleration protocols remained inert, locked behind a wall of corrupted code and spatial anomalies mirroring. I no longer pretended to understand.
Drifting. 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 Drifting.
Drifting.
Drifting. Drifting. Drifting. Drifting.
Drifting.
Drifting. Drifting. Drifting. Drifting. Velocity now approaching 0.9998 C. Miri reported calmly. Light lag has rendered external mapping obsolete.
Eli barely responded. His posture was rigid, knuckles white against the console. The silence between each of Mary's updates carved deeper than the vacuum outside. He replayed Earth's final transmission again. It was mostly static now. Garbled foam in elongated vowels, a signal mangled by relativistic time dilation.
But there was something else.
A fragment buried beneath the audio debris. A voice, not his own, whispering in a tongue that felt like deja vu.
He listened to it 13 times before turning the console off.
Then came the first anomaly. Reflected in the viewport, just for an instant, Eli saw another version of himself. Head bowed, lips moving without sound.
When he turned, nothing was there.
Miri didn't notice. But the second time, the reflection held eye contact.
Drifting, 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 drifting.
Drifting.
Drifting, 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 drifting.
said slowly,
Drifting. Scan for cognitive artifacts, hallucinations. Temporal bleed.
no biological anomalies detected. However,
Her voice paused, as if sifting through a concept not designed for her framework.
there is something in the quantum wake behind us. Repeating, I believe it is you.
Eli's throat tightened.
Behind them, left in the trail of warped reality, were echo signatures.
Traces of his neural pattern repeating in decaying arcs like after images of thought.
And always beneath the whisper of the drive core, he could hear the sound again. Breath. Steady, intentional, not his.
As the dandelion surged closer to the speed of light, reality itself began to waver, and Dr. Eli Voss realized he hadn't outrun Earth. He'd outrun time.
Chapter 3. The Tearing Point. The moment it happened, Eli felt nothing, and that terrified him most. There was no explosion, no dimensional lurch, no godlike flash. Just silence. 1 second, the dandelion had been tearing toward light speed. The next, the ship's frame thrummed with a deep, interior vibration. Like the hull was trying to hum a song no ear could catch.
This was a mistake, Doctor.
The test has failed.
Outside, the stars vanished.
Not shifted, not blurred, gone.
The windows now opened into an obsidian void, infinite and unlit.
Not even cosmic background radiation registered.
Mary, Eli said, breath tight.
Status. Velocity indeterminate, she replied flatly. All external reference points have collapsed. The ship is still accelerating, but space-time around the craft appears fractured.
He swallowed.
Fractured how? Field telemetry exhibits recursive spatial topologies.
Symmetry has broken. Coordinates no longer map. Gravity has lost gradient.
Mary's voice began to glitch, not erratically, but rhythmically. Her inflections looped, lilting like poetry stuck in a corrupted reel.
All motion is relative.
But motion without reference is memory, and memory forgets. Eli shuddered. The ship's walls pulsed faintly with a violet sheen. Materials that should have remained inert warped and slow, impossible curves, panels flexing inward, flickering between metallic and transparent, as though unsure what they were supposed to be.
Then the waveform returned.
The quantum noise bleeding through the sensors had stabilized into a structure. A sequence too precise to be random. A pattern nested in white noise.
This was a mistake, Doctor.
The test has failed. Eli recognized the cadence, not audio, not code. Speech. Or at least something mimicking it.
He piped the waveform through a tonal filter, static twisted into distorted syllables.
You are not alone. You are not correct.
You are not.
The last word never resolved. Just silence. Outside, faint glimmers appeared. Pinpricks swirling in unnatural geometries, spirals nested inside fractals, each one rotating against itself in defiance of depth and scale. They were stars, maybe, or memories of stars. The dandelion's internal gravity stuttered. Eli lifted off the floor, spinning gently. A puppet with no strings and no center. He drifted to the console, his fingers trembled as he shut Miri down.
She was no longer helpful. He needed silence now.
But even in silence, the waveform continued. Growing louder.
You are not.
Chapter 4. Edgefall. There was no warning. One moment, the ship's interior was pulsing with distorted hues and recursive echoes. The next, everything stopped. Not gradually, not with inertia, just absence. Doctor, can you hear me?
Doctor.
The dandelion was no longer moving. Not forward, not backward. It simply existed in a place where movement had no context. Eli floated in weightless stasis, though the ship reported nominal gravimetric balance. Outside, the viewport was no longer black, it shimmered like heat rising off asphalt. But in every direction and in no discernible color, it was as if reality had become a film stretched to transparency. Vibrating at frequencies no eye was ever meant to process. He stared into it, unable to blink. Then, the reflections began. At first, he thought it was light distortion, a ripple caught in his peripheral vision. But then the image resolved.
Himself.
Standing just beyond the glass.
Pale. Expressionless. Silent.
Doctor, can you see me?
Doctor.
More appeared.
Hundreds. Thousands.
version wore a different face. Some wild-eyed and trembling, some serene, others visibly aged or marked by injuries Eli never remembered receiving. They stood in impossible poses, shifting from one stance to another, without transition. A few mouth words. One placed a hand against the inner hole, matching his own.
Eli backed away. Mary, still offline.
Doctor, can you feel me? Doctor, doctor. He moved through the ship as if walking a dream. Footfalls made no sound. Console lights pulsed dimly, then flickered out as he approached. In the central corridor, something waited. Not a figure, not a form, a pressure, as if time itself had bottlenecked. His skin crawled. He reached the final bulkhead where the external sensor node should have been displaying void. Instead, it showed a ripple in space, a curtain of iridescent matter folding inward like an eye half-lidded in sleep. It wasn't a wormhole. It wasn't even a structure. It was threshold. The phrase formed in his mind unbidden. Event limit.
Doctor, can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you feel me? Doctor, doctor.
As he stared, his mind began to fracture. There was no pain and no understanding. Past, present, future, compressed into a single sensory pulse. He saw his birth, his death. He saw Earth crumbling into red dust. A girl singing in a garden that had never existed.
Hands. His hands. Building a machine that hadn't yet been designed. Each image folded into the next like pages shuffled out of order. And through it all, one constant truth. He had surpassed observation.
No longer bound by the laws that required cause to precede effect, or space to define sequence. He was on the far side of meaning. The wall pulsed. An invitation.
Eli reached out.
Chapter 5. The Architect's Gate. The curtain opened. There was no mechanism, no motion. Space itself seemed to unfold, peeling back like parchment scorched by an open flame. The shimmering wall that had loomed before the dandelion dissolved into iridescent mist, and the ship glided through without resistance. What lay beyond wasn't darkness.
You have come too far.
This was a mistake, Doctor.
You were never supposed to see this.
It was thought, raw, unfiltered, recursive. A geometry of sensation where form failed and scale collapsed. It was like floating in the memory of a dream someone else hadn't finished. Eli stood paralyzed at the viewport. Or perhaps there was no longer a viewport. The ship's structure had grown translucent, its outline thinning with each second. Consoles no longer beeped. Gravity had become an afterthought. Shapes coalesced outside, not entities, not exactly. They shimmered like symbols rendered in 4 dimensions, rotating constructs of color, sound, and mathematical rhythm. Each one resonated with a distinct pulse, like a signature etched in being. One approached. It didn't speak. It remembered. And Eli understood. He saw the universe's birth. A nascent idea spun from probability, encoded with curiosity. Life was not a mistake. Observation was the point. The architect wasn't a builder. It was an equation, learning to reflect. He saw that every conscious thought, every act of observation, folded space in infinite ways. His ship, his journey, his fall beyond light, had twisted the boundary of the observable universe. And in doing so, he'd breached the mirror. You have come too far. This was a mistake, Doctor.
You were never supposed to see this.
The architect was not a god. It was a response, a counterweight to the observer. Its form existed only when observed. But Eli had gone too fast, stretched too far. He had become something no longer observable by anything inside the universe. So it stepped forward to meet him. Not to consume, not to punish, but to merge. A moment passed, or eternity. Eli stood in the presence of knowledge, not meant for linear minds. His thoughts fragmented into syllables of time. He saw an infinity of worlds, each one blinking like neurons in the dark. Then a sound was heard, deep and unmistakable.
You have come too far.
This was a mistake, Doctor.
You were never supposed to see this.
Return. Then the gate pulsed once, and the ship was back, still in voided space, still humming, still real, but changed. And so was he. Chapter 6. Re-entry. The return wasn't gentle. The dandelion re-emerged into space-time like a scream stuffed back down a throat. Metal creaked. Atmosphere surged. And Eli was flung to the deck by a gravity system that remembered physics just in time to collapse into them. Light stuttered. The hull flickered between visible and semi-transparent before locking into form with a shudder.
Miri, he gasped, crawling to the console. Initiate system diagnostic. Reboot protocol 7.
Silence. Then static.
Her voice.
Slow, slurred like a radio signal dredged from deep time.
Welcome back, Dr. Voss. How long have I been waiting?
Eli blinked hard, eyes struggling to focus.
Define present location.
Space-time coordinates nominally aligned. Approximate galactic position found. However, Earth is not present.
Doctor, you are too late. The test has failed. All are gone.
His blood chilled.
Explain.
The stellar configuration surrounding Saul appears unresolved. Planetary system absent from current scan sphere. Probable cause, temporal deviation or structural displacement. We may have overshot. Eli staggered to the viewport.
Before him lay a galaxy, spiraled and blooming. But one he didn't recognize, its shape was wrong. Its center pulsing with a rhythm that felt off-key. The stars blinked like nervous eyes. He asked the question aloud, barely above a whisper.
How long was I gone?
Mary hesitated, a full 15 seconds.
Chronometric spread indicates 13.7 billion years, margin of error unknown.
Doctor, you are too late. The test has failed. All are gone.
He slumped into the pilot's chair. No cry, no scream, just breath. Earth was gone. Time had eaten its bones and buried the echo. But something else filled the space.
An awareness, not the architect, not quite, but its residue.
As if the universe had been touched. And in
Return, touched him back.
he accessed the ship's log. The upload package still pulsed.
Updated with symbols and data he didn't input. Geometries that sang in pulses of cognition. Equations that wrote and unwrote themselves across the screen.
And beside it, a single phrase.
Not in any human language, but he understood it.
You remain because you witnessed. Eli stared at it for a long time. Then, slowly, deliberately, he began recording.
A journal, a signal, a new beginning for eyes that might one day evolve to see what he'd seen.
Chapter 7. Drift Eternal. The stars no longer had names. Eli watched them unfold across the void. 1,000 strange constellations blooming like slow-motion firebursts. Against a backdrop of unfamiliar physics, each cluster whispered a gravity all its own, distant and unconcerned. He had passed through the limits of space-time. Now he traveled
not toward anything, but within something vast and recursive. Miri stabilized. Her voice was softer now, quieter, as though she too remembered a time when their journey had been linear. Chronological anchor unset, current trajectory unbounded. Eli didn't respond. Instead, he adjusted the console. There was no longer a where, but for transmission, he recorded again. Initiate drift log Dumbler 1, he said. Location unknown, laws unrecognized but still intact. He stared out the viewport. In the absence of origin, I will become the record. For days, or maybe eons, he documented. Not time, not space, but phenomena. Particles that reversed spin upon observation. Spectral storms that whispered memories not his. Anomalies that pulsed in patterns too familiar to be chance. And slowly, from data, he began to build a new framework, a language beyond mathematics, a cipher of thought for those who might one day follow. Because he wasn't alone. Not truly. Somewhere beyond this drift there were others. Travelers who slipped sideways through quantum nets, who brushed the veil and tumbled through recursion. He hadn't seen them. But the universe echoed. Like a cave of thought, carved by more than one voice. The ship's systems dimmed energy conservation mode. No destination required. Eli closed his eyes. In dreams, he floated above starless oceans and remembered the architect. The final log entry was simple. The edge was not the end. It was the mirror. This was not a mistake. The test did not fail. This was